What's up, guys? It's Tim from Olson Motorsports. Sometimes we have to locate holes in. So this is a piece of carbon fiber. I think this is from JB Racing. You can see here where it bolts here, here, and here. There's no holes. So we're going to show you a trick on how to do that. So Keith, if you come over here, you can see I already kind of started this. But we have a perfectly placed hole that's perfectly centered. And we do that using hindman transfer screws. So that's a little tool here. Keith will throw up a link in the bio on where to buy these. And it's basically a little screw that we put into the holes. And it looks like this. So the end of this cap screws off, and they're all, you can kind of hear it jingling around, and they're all in there. It's pretty straightforward. You just screw these guys in all the way down the line. You can use these in any material, but for carbon it's pretty easy because the little sharp end will. And then on the end here, this tool is really old and worn out, but it's got a little insertion thing here. So we just go like that and screw this guy down. And you want to keep it probably an 1/8 inch above your piece, like this. I'm going to do 3 in a row because it's a straight line, but usually I'll do these one at a time. And you fasten your screw one at a time because, especially with carbon being really rigid, when you start to squeeze it down, it'll misalign. So I typically do them one at a time. So I don't know if you can see it in here, Keith. If you can come through this back, you can see how that sets down. It might be really difficult to focus. And then let me find my little plastic hammer. We just take this, kind of get your bearings of where you are. So we're going to do one here, we're going to do one here, and we're going to do one here. And I always try to make sure that this is lined up straight with the valve cover. 1, 2, 3. Then we'll take this back off. You can get these in M5, M6, M8. And sometimes it's hard, but there's one right there. There's one right there. And there's one right there. So then I grab my drill. Try to find these holes again. Which is right here. And I use an 1/8 inch bit just to do a pilot. Another one right there. And another one here. And then I set it back on. I don't know if you can see that, but we're perfectly aligned here, here, and here. And we're still good up here, so we'll call that good to go. And then I just take a little round file. Keith, you can come over here. This is a little snap-on, I think it's 3/16 round file. And kind of work this around. That hole doesn't have to be perfect. Kind of see how it's misshapen, and then I just take another file, insert the tip of that down, and we have a perfect hole. And the same on these. And carbon is easier to do than metal. You don't have to get that hole perfect. When I use a file on the upswing, I'm not putting pressure, and on the downswing, I'm twisting my hand. And that's kind of what gives that motion. Same on this. I just go down about 1/4 of an inch. We'll call that good and then test our fit again. We're still good up here. And then if you see here, here's our transfer screws poking through. We have 3 perfect holes. That's how you find a blind center hole. So make sure you subscribe to our channel, like us on Facebook, like us on Instagram. Catch that blooper there, and we'll be back for more. Thanks for watching, guys.